Binge the full week of The Ray Taylor Show ad-free over at inspireddisorder.com/plus.
This is The Ray Taylor Show.
Rona Dayz, episode 90 of the show that had to take a month off because my laptop died. Literally, as I was uploading the Harry Potter, top 5 Harry Potter movies to YouTube, and I was rendering the Inspired Disorder Plus version of the show, the ad-free version that you can binge when you become a member of Inspired Disorder Plus. As those things were happening, my laptop shut off and never came back on, which surprisingly didn't bum me out as much as I thought it would. I lost some files. I lost some things. Thankfully, the episodes that I had produced didn't get lost. Most of them were uploaded, and then, the Harry Potter thing, once I got the new laptop, I was able to edit and upload that, kind of at least get a good version of it. So it wasn't, I would have been much more upset if it was mid-editing of the podcast. But I had also been considering upgrading my laptop anyway. It was a laptop I got back in 2015, MacBook Pro, and I've used it the past, 6 years a lot. Like, it is a work machine for me. It is how I produce everything. Photoshop, audio editing, video editing, website editing. Everything is done through the laptop. I tried for a moment. I woke up Monday, the next day after my laptop died, tried to turn it on. I was like, I'm going to try and produce the show with just my phone and my tablet and see if I can do it that way. And I was really brainstorming, and then I was like, no, I'm going to take this time to just unplug from everything. Because I had been feeling kind of burnt out anyway. I don't do well this time of year. My birthday is in December, obviously Christmas. It's just seasonal depression mixed with everything else. I just felt it was a good opportunity to just not do anything for once. Which I hadn't done that since moving to the desert after Denver. Like, when everything ended in Denver, everything ended. I didn't know if I was going to do anything again. So for a while, when I moved back here, I kind of came up with some ideas and started doing this show. But anyway, I haven't taken a break since then, which that was like 2017. So it was nice. Pretty much a month break. Not posting social media stuff, not posting videos constantly, it was kind of nice. I did a lot of napping. I did a lot of drinking. I did a lot of watching TV shows. I watched a ton of TV shows. For All Mankind is amazing. It's on Apple TV Plus. There's 2 seasons out. Basically, the premise is, imagine if a Star Wars, or not Star Wars, Star Trek, or one of those kind of space movies, shows. What if the origin for that was because of the space race between the U.S. and Russia? And what if Russia was the first to get to the moon? And because they were the first, there became this competition between the U.S. and Russia, and that ended up spawning what would later become, in later seasons, would become like a Star Trek kind of a show, or Babylon 5, any of those kind of space. I don't know what the genre of that, space opera. I don't know. So amazing. So you're seeing the first season is that whole space race, and then they're like, oh, well, we're going to be the first to. The Russians were also the first to get a woman on the moon, so that started NASA being super inclusive to women, but also that once the race to the moon was there, then it was a race to get a base on the moon, and then it's a race to Mars, which they haven't gotten to Mars yet, but the first one is just kind of this race to compete with Russia to get to the moon, America to get to the moon themselves. And then season 2, which takes place like 10 years later, is them trying to set up a base on the moon, or the base is there, but they're trying to take that next step. Anyway, it's a great show. Epic show. Well written, well acted. The story's amazing. The fact that it's like leading into like this kind of alternate reality, like this what if. There's a show on Netflix called Hollywood that's very similar, which takes place in like the 50s in Hollywood. But that show posits the what if is, what if a studio ended up getting run by a woman, and because of that they produced this movie that's super progressive, super like allowing people to be open sexually, homosexual, being able to come out of the closet, and like, female power empowerment. They had like a black girl. Like it's like, what if Hollywood became super progressive in the 50s? Which that's an amazing show. Also, this one is similar vibe to that, as far as like rewriting history, like as a what if, and seeing how far we could have gone if it had gone that way initially. So For All Mankind's amazing. I watched Invasion, which is another Apple TV Plus show, which was okay. There's like a complete misdirect with the first episode, and then it's about an alien invasion, kind of following a few different stories. It's okay. It kind of falls apart at the end, but it was kind of a fun invasion type of a movie or show. What We Do in the Shadows, caught up with that show, which I'm not a huge vampire fan, but I enjoy that show. Like The Office meets vampires. The Many Faces is an ongoing abstract ink portrait series that I started many years ago. I release a new face every day, but go to inspireddisorder.com to check them out. So many available. But as a listener to The Ray Taylor Show, you can save 10% when you use coupon code INSPIRED when you check out. So go to inspireddisorder.com/TMF, that stands for The Many Faces. Go check them out, browse the entire collection, and when you decide on a piece, or maybe multiple pieces, make sure you use coupon code INSPIRED when you check out, and you'll save 10%. As a big thank you for checking out my work, for collecting my work, and for listening to The Ray Taylor Show. And with that said, let's get back to the show. F is for Family. The final season came out of that, which is a fun one. Obviously, Impractical Jokers has kind of been on in the background just to kind of... like, anytime I'm feeling kind of bummed out, like, it will either be, like, Seinfeld I'll put on, Impractical Jokers I'll put on, sometimes Whose Line Is It Anyway I'll put on, and then also there's another one that I like to put on kind of. But anyway, Impractical Jokers has been on heavy rotation, just so I can laugh. Like, that's a show that makes me laugh. Similar to Seinfeld, there's like actual scenes that actually make me laugh. And it's like comedy that I can go back to, which I really like. But a new show that's only had like 5 episodes out so far is called Station 11, which is on HBO Max. That is amazing. That's amazing. I'm definitely going to do a review of it when it finishes. It doesn't finish for probably another month or so. But Station 11 is amazing. It's like basically like, what if the pandemic that just happened was way worse? Like, everybody that caught the virus died. Like, there was a 0 recovery chance. So it instantly becomes like this post-apocalyptic story. But the way it's told is through different points in time, like just before the outbreak, the day of the outbreak, 10 years later, 20 years later. So it's kind of cycling through these different points in time, kind of showing all the different stories, how the stories are interconnected. I love it. I really love it. In the future version of this story is like the 20-year ahead version. this girl who starts off is an actress in a play in the first episode. She's now grown and she's traveling with like this group of actors that just go around on tour and perform Shakespeare in this post-apocalyptic. And there's these different it's like every aspect of the show is amazing, and I'm super addicted to it. So For All Mankind and Station 11 are two gems I highly recommend people check out. And like I said, it was my birthday. December 15th is my birthday. I share my birthday with Jeremiah Watkins, who is a stand-up comedian who I enjoy, who has some of my favorite podcasts. He's a producer and host of, which is awesome too. And he's really well known to be a really good guy. His podcast with Steve Lee, Scissor Brothers, is spoilers for tomorrow's episode. My favorite YouTube show. It's a lot of love and it's really goofy comedy, but I'll talk about that more tomorrow. But yeah, on my birthday, I decided to watch some new movies because I want to do my top 5 movies of last year. This time of year is when a lot of like the heavy hitters come out, so I've been trying to get through some of those. I watched Belfast, which is great. It's kind of weird tonally, like shot beautifully. Shot very, very beautifully shot. I really enjoy the acting. It has a lot of comedy injected into it, which is interesting tonally because it's kind of a heavy subject, but I really enjoyed it. Belfast follows a family in Belfast in like the 70s during some Protestant Catholic riots that were going on. It like focuses on this family that's involved in those things. Good movie. And then Last Night in Soho, which is the newest Edgar Wright movie, which I really enjoyed. I really enjoyed it. Kind of tonally different from all the other Edgar Wright movies, more serious, kind of a thriller horror movie. But great. Well shot, well acted. The story's interesting. Kind of the twists and turns are fun. I really enjoyed it a lot. I don't know where any of these movies would go on my list or if they make my list. There's been some great movies this year. But yeah, it was a pretty good birthday. Just, low key. I didn't go anywhere, by the way. This whole month I had off. Didn't go anywhere. Like, I thought I was going to at least get my car working. My driver's license expired, and I have to go into the DMV to get it. But with this Omicron bullshit, I'm just like, I'll just stop drinking for a while. It's like the only thing I really need the driver's license for is to buy weed and alcohol, and it's like, I'll just take a break. I mean, it's just going to take a day to get it all done, but it's, and then wait for however long it's going to take, 2 weeks for the thing to actually show up. But yeah, I didn't get anything done. But I was like, at first I was like, I'm going to try and get stuff done. And then since it was like a forced vacation, I was just like, no, I'm going to just not do anything. I'm going to force myself to not do anything. I didn't take notes on anything. Coming back this week, I'm rusty. I am rusty. Doing the first 3 episodes so far this week, rusty. I'm sorry. My Matrix Resurrections review is not at the level I would normally like it to be, but I took a month off. What do you want from me? Which is interesting because my numbers got better in everything, not doing anything, which is, I guess, a good thing. Maybe I need to take more time off. But I'm bad at taking vacations because I constantly feel like I need to do something. And I couldn't do anything because I didn't have a laptop. I could have tried to rework everything to use my tablet and my phone to do stuff. But it's like, I don't want to figure out a new way to do everything to only go back to the old way once with the new laptop, because it's not going to be easier or better. It's just I'm going to learn this more complicated way of doing something just for a few weeks. And I was going to do like just a Rona Dayz episode so I could just do week recaps, but I was like, I don't want to do any of that. And I don't think I would have been able to upload the audio. I don't think I would have been able to do it. So I didn't even try. Did nothing. I kind of did some stuff got a little productive. But, not until my laptop showed up. So I got another MacBook Pro because, the last one worked perfectly for me. Join Inspired Disorder Plus today. Head on over to inspireddisorder.com/plus to join. Membership includes members-only discounts and deals. You get access to the Ray Taylor Show completely ad-free, as well as bonus episodes. You get access to the complete live painting archive. You also get access to every single podcast ever produced by Inspired Disorder, hosted by Ray Taylor. You get access to Ray Taylor's personal blog, as well as the opportunity to ask me any questions. So if you want to start a podcast, you're into art, ask me anything. And so many more things are being added every day to Inspired Disorder Plus. So sign up today, become a member, head on over to inspireddisorder.com/plus and become an Inspired Disorder Plus member today. And eventually I'll see if I can fix it to try and sell it because they do resell very well. And the newest version of the MacBook has like everything I need it to have. It's so much faster. I'm really interested to see how fast I'm able to edit this week's episodes. Bigger hard drive space. I was constantly battling freeing up hard drive space with the old laptop. It was the biggest pain in my ass. So this one is going to be a lot faster, a lot more storage. Not that I'm storing anything on it, but I'm not having to constantly juggle that. But yeah, so once it showed up, and then I decided, it showed up early, and I still, I'm not even going to, I'm going to wait until I figure out when I want to start doing the show again. Because I was like, should I wait? I wanted to do Matrix Resurrections. That was kind of the movie I wanted to talk about when I came back. So it kind of worked out that I'm doing it this. Granted, it was also Christmas this week, so, I didn't really work that hard on trying to get it. I got everything prepped slowly, good enough. But yeah, after taking the break, I'm far more kind of flexible and open to not even just missing weeks if there's something. I don't have to stay at this schedule that I forced myself to do for these past 3 years. I can kind of be loose with it if I want. Not that I want to, but it's I know I can. If for whatever reason, if I had to take another month off, it's really not. I've tons of artwork that I've already done if I'm not painting. I have plenty of past episodes people can go back to. I could have done a rerun type of thing, but I was I didn't want to do anything. So yeah, it was a nice break. It was a nice break. I probably put on a bunch of weight, but whatever. I haven't shaved in a while. Hair growing out. I've showered probably twice in the past month. Seriously, I just did nothing. I watched. This was what am I going to watch on TV? What show am I going to binge? What movies am I going to watch? Which is very weird. At first, it was watching things and not taking notes on them, because everything I watch pretty much throughout my week is something I'm going to review on this show. So I'm taking notes on it. So it was also the first month where I'm watching stuff, not having to take notes. I'm not having to remember things that I want to talk about. Despite the fact that I would have loved to, For All Mankind, I almost might do an episode recap show once I'm done doing Squid Game. I don't know what the next one's going to be. So I might do For All Mankind, because that show is amazing. So amazing. And Station 11, we'll see how it goes at the end. So far, I love it. But yeah. Got the new laptop. Had to kind of reproduce a lot of stuff. I don't have the same intro music, obviously. Not that intro music means anything. So I did a simple new one. And, the ads are the same for the most. I had to record one of the ads. So So I had to do a few things to kind of get everything ready to start producing the show. But I did it in a way that will hopefully make it easier for me. And then also it's backed up in the cloud, so, it won't be, it won't, if this, that'd be horrible if this laptop died. But if for whatever reason, it's still accessible in the cloud, which is a good thing to have, when things die. Which a lot of the stuff I had was in the cloud. So thankfully, I didn't lose any of my artwork. I didn't lose I kept a lot of stuff, which it's awesome to have the cloud work. 'Cause you never know when things fall apart. You never know how good they're going to be. Let's see what else. Oh, I got just before my laptop died. I think maybe the day my laptop died or day before, I got a new chair. Because I just had my office chair. I mean, not this chair. This chair is just a patio chair that I sit in for this show. But I have like a gamer's chair that I use for when I'm painting or, editing the show. Like, it's my work chair. But it was also my chair that I would sit in and watch movies. And it's not the most comfortable chair. So it's basically what I got was, it's a fluffy chair, but it's similar design to those butterfly chairs that you would get in college, where it's just like a metal frame and this piece of fabric sits on it. That's kind of that same idea. A little bit heavier duty. The cushionings, it's super comfortable, which is perfect timing. So it's laptop died. I have this comfortable chair. I'm just going to binge a bunch of TV shows. So, and now with the new laptop, it's got great battery life, so I can actually just work from that comfortable chair as well, which I might do some of. But and I rearranged my space, my living space. I think it was a nice break. It was a really nice break. I really enjoyed it, despite not doing anything. But it was nice just not having to do anything, and also not having to do anything, but also seeing the absence of putting stuff out not affect my numbers. We'll see what happens when I put this out, but all the other stuff just grew, which is fine, which is great. So that's it for this episode of Rona Dayz. I hope everybody's doing good. I need to go get a booster shot. That's one thing I need to do. But I hope everybody else has gotten their booster shots and, all vaxxed up. Still being precautious because this thing's not over. It's not over. Who knows if it will be over, but hopefully, it just keeps mutating into something worse. So it's either it's going to end, it's going to burn itself out, or we're going to be living in a Station 11 type of a situation where it's just going to get really good at killing people and spreading really fast. I don't know. Anyway, that's it. New episodes of The Ray Taylor Show come out every single day. Subscribe on YouTube and everywhere our podcasts are found. Binge the full week over at inspireddisorder.com/plus. Buy Ray Taylor Show merch over at inspireddisorder.com. And follow the show on Instagram at Ray Taylor Show. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Peace out!
Today is the day where you wake up and you realize that everything that you've been dreaming about, everything that you've been wanting, every goal and wish and hope that you've ever had can become real. Dreams can come true. What you manifest in your mind, you can bring to reality.